Good Sunday morning. Hope everybody's doing well and they are warm. It's snowy. A little bit snowy. Had a little bit of an idea yesterday. Let me make sure I can get out here without hitting anything. Had this idea kind of come to me, and it's kind of come out of nowhere. It's funny how we will remember things just kind of out of the blue. I mean, things are triggered easily. I know something that I can remember doing ever since I was young. I would be thinking of something, then somehow get on something completely different, and I'd be like, well, how did I start thinking about that? And I would retrace my thoughts to figure out what led up to it, and I don't know why, but that's just something I've always done. But had this thought, and I thought, you know, that'd be a good video, because I feel like, you know, a lot of times we do this, you know, maybe a lot of people do this, and so there's a bit of slushy snow on the road. The main thing that came to me, and the main thought was, you cannot look inside, you can't look through somebody else's windows and have it figured out. You know, you can't tell anything about their life. And what happened was this memory somehow got sparked. And I remember I was at an event, well, not an event. When I say events, I'm thinking of more like book signings and stuff like that. Like those kind of events. I'm talking about like a family, like party, cookout type thing. That's what I'm talking about. That kind of gathering. When I was there, this has been several years ago, and I was there with a lot of friends. They were like my family at that time, and one of the people that was there left, and like before they could even get out of the driveway, there was some other people that was still there saying things about them. And I was like, you know, I've had those moments where I should maybe keep my mouth shut and I don't. And I was like, wow, I wonder what y'all say about me when I leave. And one person was like, no, we actually, like, you know, you're probably the one person, you know, that when you leave, we say, you know, good stuff about you, whatever. And I was like, this is terrible. And for some reason that memory sparked. I guess I needed to do this video today. I would have done it last night, but it was dark. It's terrible trying to do videos in here in the dark. But that sparked the whole thing about you can't look through somebody's windows and know what's going on. First and foremost, we don't have a right to judge anybody. That's not what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to love everybody. But bigger than that, we don't know nothing about nobody else. You know, even if this is a person that lives with you, I mean, it's like the closest person to you in your life, lives with you, you know better than anybody. That was a little slick over the bridge there. But you know them better than Because look at it like this. Each person is in a box. We're all in a box. And we're in the box. Everybody else is on the outside of the box. You can't look through the windows of the box and know what's going on inside the box. Okay? You don't know how somebody feels, what they think. You don't know their heart. Only God does. Okay? So, even past the fact that we shouldn't judge anybody or look at anybody or think that we've got anything about anybody figured out, we never can know. And something that was said to me by a friend several years ago I used to work with, and it's stuck with me. Like, I say it often. She said, you can't believe nothing you hear and only half of what you see. And that's facts. Like, there's been times in my life that I will be doing something or I'll be around somewhere. Like, for an example, I went to a house one time and I just felt like I should go, and they were kind of like acquaintances, and I felt like I should go. You know, I felt like the Lord sent me there, you know, to tell them that if they had anything against me, to forgive me. I hope that, you know, things were good. I invited them to church, you know, just trying to be nice to them. And the people had a bad reputation, you know, of things that were said to be going on there. And I don't know. I was not there. I do not witness what they do. I have no idea. But I thought of that while I was there and thought, you know, there's probably people that would drive by here and say, oh, that's Nikki. Nikki's there. Nikki's doing that. You know, and there's been times when I've been, you know, around people or speak to people, and you see people giving you funny looks, and I'm like, are we supposed to shun people? I mean, where has that come in at in our belief? Where do people get that you're supposed to shun people? Because you're not. You're supposed to love everybody. And I'm not perfect at it, not at all. I mean, I have my moments. There's things that make me uncomfortable. People that are drinking make me uncomfortable. People that are high make me uncomfortable. You know, it's hard, and at first you're like, you know, a little standoffish and you're a little on guard, just from past experience and growing up with that in the house that I grew up in. You know, it's a little hard, but they're people. It doesn't matter what they're doing now, what they've done in their past. God loves them just like He loves you. God's forgiven you. Do you think you have deserved it? I've not. I've not deserved anything God's given me, and I'm not perfect. I fail Him every single day of my life. Sometimes a lot more than others, but I don't deserve for Him to love me. I didn't deserve for Him to send Jesus and for Jesus to go through that and die for me. None of us did. But the fact is, He does love us. Jesus died for everybody. So I hope that we can all be kind, love everybody, whether they look different than you. Everybody's going to be different than you. That's a given. But regardless of what they look like, what they act like, we're supposed to love them anyway. You know, And regardless of what they do, we're supposed to forgive them. And that's where miracles come in, because I've had things happen to me in my life where in my mind and in my flesh, I'm like, I don't want to forgive them. They don't deserve to be forgiven. No. And then God come through and just fix it. And I'm like, how in the world can I forgive them and get past that? God, that was you. That was not me. And God just help you to just let it go. But you have to want to. So I hope, and I want to encourage anybody that might see this video, and myself included, to be kind. You know, don't look at anybody and think you know what's going on and you know how they are and all this stuff. And just like I've mentioned in videos before, I've had people tell me I look like I'm a snob and I'm stuck up. And then when they got to know me, I was really nice. And I've had people tell me that I'm a fake and that I'm holier than thou and like all this different stuff. But the good part of that is God knows the truth and God knows our hearts. So when people do, when other people do the judging and do point at you and look down on you, I hope that you can love them too and love them anyway and pray for them. You know, but I hope that we're not doing that. You know, that we're not judging people because we don't know. And even if they were doing whatever rumors say or your suspicions are true, it doesn't matter. They deserve to be loved anyway. And no, they may not deserve it because we don't. But God loves us, and we should love them. And it's something that we have to pray about. God, please help us to love. I've prayed that before. God, please help me to love them like you do. You know, and we can't love like God does, but I want to love people, and I don't really have a big hard time with it, you know, for the most part. People can get under my skin sometimes, but God's blessed me and I thank him for it. I don't have hate. I don't have hate in me. There's no hate in my body. I mean, even like people that have just been terrible to me, I don't hate them. I pray for them. You know, that's something he's done, and that's something that I would love to pass on. You know, like I had a girl one time talking about wishing somebody bad, and I was like, well, I don't wish anybody bad. And she looked at me like I was stupid. She was like, are you kidding me? There ain't nobody that you would wish something bad on? Like it was the craziest thing she'd ever heard. And I was like, no. Why would I wish something bad on anybody? Just love and pass it along. But I've pulled in at church, and we'll get in here and spend some time with the Lord and my brothers and sisters, and I hope you're doing the same today, because it makes a big difference in life. I love you guys. Like, subscribe, share, whatever you want to do. Send it to somebody that it might help. Hopefully I'll see you soon. See you guys later.